Alright guys, so I just realised that I haven't done an update on the Hino 300. This is my Hino 300 work truck. Boss bought this for a drastically lower price than probably market, probably about $8,000 cheaper than market price, because it had a blown head gasket. Well, it had an unknown overheating issue. In our first couple of videos, we pulled it down, and yep, that's what we discovered. We discovered it had a blown head gasket. I ordered a head gasket kit for this thing for something in the order of $100. These Hino 40NC engines are quite common. They're in a bunch of different vehicles. This one is a Hino 300, which is the medium duty truck. Reasonable size tray truck, and a 4-meter tray on it. Let me show you how she goes. They don't run glow plugs. Just like that, purrs like a kitten. So, since our first video, what are we up to? We've done 8,236 kilometres since we put this thing back together. So, I want to say, yep, it was definitely a success. The head gasket at home was probably, all in all, it was probably about 12 hours work from start to finish. The boss broke a bolt doing up the exhaust manifold, but it was obviously heat stressed. Maybe two, might have been two on the exhaust manifold that were heat stressed, so I probably wouldn't put them back in. Now, knowing what I know, I'd probably get some new bolts for the exhaust manifold, because he had to go and extract it. But it is quite a happy little truck. It'll comfortably sit on 110 on the highway, and about 9,500 with a half decent load like an excavator behind it. It's going great guns. We'll do a video on servicing it. I got a full service kit the other day for it, ready to go. It runs sweet. We're getting probably 450 kilometres out of 80 litres, so it's not too bad on fuel. Keep in mind you can weigh up to 7 tonne with this thing. It's got the big long toolboxes down each side, and a bunch of tools and stuff in it all the time, and it's been going great guns. So I thought I'd best update everybody, because a couple of people on the part 2 video are asking if we ever fixed it or we ever put it back together and that kind of thing, and I need to get a bit snappier with the uploads so that we can keep people in the loop. But yeah, it's a good thing. Great aircon and heater. It takes a little while to warm up. We need to fix the viscous fan clutch. I've pulled it apart completely, but the viscous fan clutch probably needs new silicone oil, is what I've come to. I've adjusted the bimetallic strip, but the temperature's not changing when it comes on and off. It tows really well. It's nice and stable. It brakes really well. I had an emergency braking situation with the excavator a couple of months ago. I had to really stand on the brakes. It's got 4-wheel discs. They just did their thing, and it was happy days. It stopped really fast. Yeah, I like it. It's been quite dependable. Ticks over nice. Good thing. So yeah, that's it. That's one way to save yourself a pile of money. Now, if after doing some more research, if the Simpsons had have included oil and water or oil and coolant mixing in the engine, not in the radiator, there would have been a good chance that it had slipped a sleeve in the bore. So that's something to be mindful of. If you slip a sleeve, you've done massive engine damage, and the block's got to be pulled apart. Yeah, quite a big deal. But they will move a sleeve every now and again, and that will expose the water gallery straight to the sump, and all the coolant ends up in the sump. So if you get one that's done the forbidden milkshake, that's what you would get. This was holding 3 times system pressure, hot or cold, with the compression tester, the radiator compression tester. But the minute you cranked it, compression would end up in the radiator, and subsequently it'd create radiator pressure till it vented out the cap, which is about 13 psi, and then you'd see it in the header tank. So that was the symptoms with this one. That's what happened. It's going great guns now. It's had a service. It had a service as we put it back together, so we dropped the oil out, cleaned everything up, because we used solvents to clean the head and deck. So we dropped all those in the sump, dropped the sump out nice and clean, and gave it a fresh oil filter. I've given it a fresh air filter as well, but in my service kit I've got an oil filter and 2 fuel filters to do yet, and we'll change the oil when we do that. And then we're kind of on track with our services again. We're going to do this one at about 10,000k intervals, just to keep it healthy. So yeah, thanks for watching the rest of the Hino series. It still goes. It's quite a chalky little 4-litre for what it is. It'd be great if it had a 6th gear. It's only a 5-speed. 1 more gear would be cool when you're up high speed on the highway, but otherwise it's pretty good. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. Hopefully next time it'll just be a service on this thing. We don't have any mechanical breakdowns, and we'll just continue driving it for a couple 100,000 kilometers, I imagine. But any work we do to it, I'll endeavour to film and keep you updated on our cheap truck. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.